Hey guys, welcome back to Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the expansion Boston Blazers. This is episode 4, and it's probably going to be May, June, July. Again, I'm not, first couple years, we're going to probably go at a bit faster pace so that we can start to develop some of our younger players and try to do what we ultimately came to do. I don't think you guys necessarily want to see me lose 100 games year after year. Maybe you do. If you do, let me know in the comments, and I'll continue to and I'll slow it down. But we're probably going to go through May, June, and July in this episode. Like I mentioned with my video yesterday, I guess 2 days ago now, my last Reds episode, I do have a Twitter account now that is at AWS Aaron, AARONYT. So at AWS Aaron YT is my Twitter handle. I'm going to start posting content drops and maybe putting up some polls and things of that nature. So, in fact, I think I'm going to put up a poll today regarding, and it's actually Wednesday. This video will be posted Thursday, so I'm going to put the poll up on Wednesday, asking what you would like to see from a how-to video. I mentioned that in the Reds video yesterday. I had somebody comment that they would like to see a how-to video, so I'm going to put a poll up asking if you'd like to see what type of how-to you'd like to see. There'll be a couple options there, and hopefully people will engage. If not, I'll just create whatever I want. So anyway, it's May 1st. We are 9-14, so all those off-season moves we made didn't reflect on the field, although offensively we've made a pretty substantial leap over last year. We were by far the worst offensive team in baseball last season. This year we are 4th in the National League in runs scored. It's our pitching that is letting us down. Our starters have a combined ERA of almost 7, including our big offseason acquisition, Shohei Ohtani, posting nearly an 8 ERA. Brett Kennedy, who was really good last year, has given up 17 runs in 17 innings. But offensively, things are looking pretty good. So we'll start with the pitching staff, and we'll just run through this quickly. And like I said, I'll probably sim through May, come back. We'll look at stats and anything interesting that happened. I'll sim through June. And then we'll do July day by day because that's the draft and, the trade deadline and international amateurs and that sort of thing. So we'll probably sim through the next couple of months, and then I'll do day by day in July. So at any rate, Jimmy Nelson having a pretty good year for us, 3.41 ERA. He's 2-2. He's been our best starter. Sean Newcomb's been okay. He's only made one start for us. I moved him into the rotation because Steven Fuentes was just absolutely getting smoked. 6 runs in 4 innings, 6 runs in 5 innings, 8 runs in 2 1/3. So we moved him to the bullpen and put Newcomb in the rotation. Gratterall gotten off to a pretty good start. Again, he may be somebody that we look to move. I mean, I hate to trade a 23-year-old elite closer under club control for a couple of years, but by the time we are good, he's going to be 26, 27 years old and making a lot more money. So, maybe we can expedite our rebuild if we move on from Gratterall. I don't know. Yeah, and you can just kind of see, Patrick Sandoval, who we also got in the Ohtani trade, has been okay. 16 strikeouts in 8 innings. It's a small sample size for a lot of these guys, so I'm not too terribly concerned, although Hernandez has not been good. He's given up 9 earned runs in 3 1/3 innings, so that's not been great. But yeah, our pitching staff hasn't been very good, but we have some pieces that we can trade if necessary. Offensively has been a different story. We've been very good offensively. At least some of our players have been very good offensively. You can see we still have some players that are negative WAR, but from a starter perspective, Marcus Simeon's been fantastic. 356, 408, 611. 171 OPS plus, already good for 1.5 WAR. Ryan Jeffers having a huge season, and he really struggled after we traded for him last year. 172, 42, 306 in 44 games. In less than half that this year, he's already surpassed his home run and RBI total. 318, 403, 697. So He's been great. Kike continues to perform for us. His contract is up at the end of this year, so that's something we may need to address. Larnick has been really good, 358, 398, 630. Andujar tied for the team lead in RBIs. Cedric Mullins continues to not hit, not hit all that well. But he's been above average in center, which is fine. Paredes isn't playing much. He's sort of blocked behind Andujar and some other players. Ohtani isn't really hitting either. I suspect he'll be fine. His ratings suggest that he should be fine, both pitching and hitting, so I'm assuming this is a short-term issue. And then our bench has been, Chris Bryant's been really the only bad offensive starter, hitting 156. He only has one home run on the season, 20 strikeouts in 94 plate appearances. So he hasn't been very good. But again, his ratings suggest that he should be okay. And with what we're paying him, I'm not too concerned about it. I'm just concerned that this is the new normal for him, 197. It's been a while since he was, 2019 was his last good hitting season. So we'll see what happens the rest of the year. I do want to point out our number one pick last year. We had the 32nd pick in the draft last season as an expansion team, and we got Colton Cowser, and he's gotten a pretty substantial bump over the last 12 months. You can see he hit 403 in a month in A ball, and I called him up to double A ball because he was just, those are just ridiculous numbers. 1387 OPS, 270 OPS plus. You can see his ratings. His potential looks to have evened out, but his contact improved. His overall got better. So we may have our starting, I don't know if he's going to be a center fielder. I have him locked in center field because that's where I want him getting experience, but a starting outfielder in Colton Cowser with our first round pick. Our second round pick last year was a pitcher. It was Obi. And Obi's not really hitting in rookie ball yet. McCade Brown, I think, was our third round pick. He was our fifth round pick. Who was our third round pick? Who is this guy? Minor league signing. Okay. I don't remember signing him, but that's fine. John Rizzo. He was a minor league signing as well. Beck was our second round pick, or is our third round pick, right. And he's not doing very well in A-ball this year, but he was fine last season, so I'm just going to sort of let him work through it. So that's kind of how things are going in April. I'm going to sim now to the end of May. We'll come back. I'll probably just be a brief comeback. We'll go over if any trades were made or, anything interesting or anything of note happened. But we'll be back June 1st. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back on June 1st. And I made one deal, and it was I'm surprised, honestly, that we were able to complete this transaction. But we made a trade with the Kansas City Royals about a week and a half ago, where we sent Miguel Andujar to the Royals, getting Brady Singer and Whit Merrifield. I'm shocked that they put this trade through. But Andujar, if you remember correctly, we signed him to a 4-year contract with $14 million last season. He was our best hitter last year. Honestly, he was our best hitter this year as well. 293, 319, 554, 873 OPS, 1.2 WAR. But he's not very good defensively, and in the National League, that's a no-no. You can see he's hitting okay for Kansas City right now. But we made the decision to trade him. And in return, we pick up Brady Singer, 25-year-old who has struggled, at least struggled last year. He's out for another couple weeks with an oblique strain, but he's a ground ball pitcher, good movement, good control. Let's get a scouting report on him. He should fit nicely into our rotation. He's pitched pretty well this year before he got hurt. And then Merrifield was the surprise return. I didn't honestly think that they would throw him in, but they did. Whit is under contract through next season. Next year's a team option at $6.5 million. Seems like a good value player to have on our team. Can play multiple different positions. Has got a good bat. He's okay defensively no matter where you put him. Not great anywhere, but pretty good everywhere. Good base running ability. So far for us, 10 for 36, 278, 366. Had it was hitting 304 for the Royals this season. So we made that one deal, and I wasn't expecting it, but I'll take it. You can see we're 23-28. We had an 8-game winning streak at one point during the month, so we were 14-13 last month, which is crazy considering where we were and how things were going. And things have gotten better. I mean, our offense has tailed off here a little bit, but our bullpen has been very good. Our starters continue to be bad, but better than they were. They cut nearly a full run off their ERA in May, so hoping for more of the same in June. Yeah, I mean, if we look at just some of the quick stats, and again, I'm not going to go through this whole thing because literally I just did it for you guys, even though it was, a half hour ago for me or whatever. So Jimmy Nelson continues to pitch well. So from a trade perspective, we're not going to win this year. That's not the intention. But Jimmy Nelson is somebody we could look to deal. Chris Bryant, although I question whether or not he has much value, we could potentially trade him. I'd rather not trade Ohtani, even though he's pitching absolutely horribly. I feel like there's more there. So I'd like to hold on to Ohtani, and I'd like to figure out a way to bring Hernandez back. So I'd like to hold on to Simeon, Hernandez, Ohtani, Merrifield, and that's really it from a I guess expensive point of view. That means potentially Nelson, Bryant, Camargo, and then just down the list, Nieto could go as well. And then everybody else is still making reasonable amounts of money. Gratterall's another one. Although I did just try to offer him up, or not just, but last month, and there wasn't. I mean, there was some interest, but nothing that really blew me away. Nothing that said, yeah, this is the deal I want to make. When I offered him up for prospects, I got virtually nothing. It was all like 1 and 2 star prospects. So it doesn't look like anybody wants him for prospects, which is a little surprising. But nobody wants him for a high end regular either. I mean, I could go in and go team by team, and that ultimately may be what I have to do. So if I find a team that's interested, like I wouldn't mind Aaron Savali, ground ball pitcher, good control. He's 26, ARB eligible. I may have to find a team that's showing some interest in him, and then see kind of what I can get that way, rather than just doing the trade block, because the trade block obviously doesn't always work. I mean, it works, but you only get 5 players per team, so there may be more players on their roster that they're willing to give. How did Garrett Whitlock end up with the Red Sox? Did they really... Oh, wait. Did the Red Sox really just let him go? Are you kidding? A stupid decision. Wow. Okay. Let's see if I want to make a run at Garrett Whitlock. What will it take to get Whitlock? More than I want to give up. Okay. I was just curious. I like Garrett Whitlock. He's playing really well for the Red Sox right now. Yeah, you can see there's just not a whole lot here that is, I mean, this Grant Holmes guy isn't terrible. He's 26. Still making them a minimum. He hasn't made his major league debut yet. Maybe we can talk to the A's and see what they're willing to do. Victor Caratini. No, I don't need a catcher. It's like the one position I'm set at. Yeah, so you can see there's just not a whole lot here. So, I'll still consider it. But I'm not going to give him up just to give him up. There's got to be something in return that's worth it. So, yeah. Offensively, Jefferson, Simeon, and Larnock. Jeffers, Simeon, Larnock, Hernandez continue to be our 4 best hitters. They're all plugging away. What does Kike want to come back? Oof. That's probably not going to happen. We may need to move on from Kike, but the problem is not that he's a great shortstop either. That was pointed out by one of my viewers last episode. That's very true. He's a pretty bad defensive shortstop, but my options are incredibly limited right now. So, I don't know. Maybe we can flip Gratterall for a shortstop. We'll see what happens there. So, Otani's picked it up a little bit. He's up to 236. I mean, he's got 774 OPS, so I guess it hasn't been terrible. He's getting on base via walk. He's just not hitting for a ton of power. Same with Bryant, although his average is up to 239, after his 150 April. He hit 305 in May, so good month for him in May. What was Otani? Hit 231, but the on-base the OBP and the slugging were both up, so I think he'll be okay. Our ballpark isn't it's a little below average, but I mean, is he going to be the Shohei Otani that's in real life at this point? Obviously not, but he could easily be a 20-25 home run guy and put up a 3.8 to 4.2 ish ERA. So we'll just have to see how he does. I'd like to get Paredes some additional playing time. Where, I'm not really sure, but I'd like to get him some additional playing time. Yeah, and then we've got some players that we're going to move. Like I said, Camargo will probably move on from. We'll have to take offers on Kike. And again, I don't know that he's going to have a ton of value, and that's part of the problem with playing on the high difficulty is you don't always get offers for players that have value. Although we are getting some people coming at us. But yeah, I mean, even here, there's nothing that stands out. Oakland's interested, so maybe there's something I can do with Oakland. Maybe make a deal with them. I don't know, because they had interest in both players, and I might get Jordan Hicks. But that defeats the whole. I mean, why would I trade Gratterall and then just pick up Jordan Hicks? That doesn't make any sense. Urena, maybe. He's making the minimum, but again, he's 26. If he was 22 or 23, maybe. So, all right. Well, that's what I think June is going to consist of, is me kind of screwing around and trying to find a trade partner for one or two of these players. Our building blocks, long term, right now, our building blocks are Larnock, Jeffers, Kauser, and that's really it. And maybe Brady Singer, because he's only 25. Long term, everybody else is sort of on the chopping block. So we'll just sort of see how it goes. But yeah, in the short term, we'll just keep plugging away. So I will be back come July 1st. Be right back. Hey guys. All right, we're back. It's July 1st, and yeah, you read that right. We are 38-38 through the month of June. We made a couple of deals. We were 15-10 in the month of June, our second straight winning month. I want to look at this. 17-3. Chris Bryant against his old team, 4 for 5. 5 runs knocked in. Otani goes 6 1/3. Gets that ERA under 6. That's nice to see. All right, so we made a couple of deals. Let's go to those first, because those are the important things. We made 2 trades, and they were both players that we had talked about moving. So we traded Kike Hernandez and Vladimir Valentin to the Blue Jays, or Vladimir Valentin to the Blue Jays, for Richard Urena and Anthony Kay. Now, you guys, those of you who have watched my stuff know how much I love Enrique Hernandez. Kike is, I love the flexibility. I love the fact that he can rake against lefties. His contract, he wanted like $17 million after this year, and I wasn't prepared to pay him that. And then Valentin was just somebody they wanted to make it work. He was one of the guys we signed as a minor league free agent at the beginning of this season. And in return, we get Richard Urena, who I talked about. We made him our starting shortstop, 267 with the bat so far. Defensively, below average, but better than what Hernandez was doing. So he'll be our starting shortstop until we can find a better option. And then we also pick up Anthony Kay. Middle of the road starter, but 3 good pitches and literally average across the board. 54 stuff, 54 movement, 52 control potential, 50 stamina. Literally the definition of average, but he's on the league minimum. Made 3 starts for us so far, 2-1 with a 5.40 ERA. So that was the first deal. And the second deal was we traded Jimmy Nelson Tucker Barnhart and Chavez Young to the Mets for Jake Mangum and Riley Gilliam. So Nelson, we talked about. We signed him to a 3-year contract in the offseason with the anticipation that we would end up moving him. I never thought that he was going to be here for the entirety of the contract. He was okay for us, 4-5, 4.26. He's struggled with the Mets so far, 0-3 with a 7.98. So we traded him. Chavez Young was somebody we picked up a year ago, but I think Magnum is better, and you'll see him in a second. But he was hitting, where was he? He was in AA for us. Yeah, he was hitting 319. So he was hitting pretty well in AA. And then Barnhart, again, just filler that they wanted to make it work. And in exchange, we get Mangum, who, if he fully develops, I mean, if he ends up with that 51 discipline and a 76 avoid K, he could be a leadoff hitter. I mean, those are leadoff hitter ratings if the eye ends up, at that average to above average. Along with his speed and his defense, at worst, he's a very, very good fourth outfielder. At best, he's our starting center fielder for the future. 250 early on, does have a home run, 4 stolen bases already. So, and then Riley Gilliam, just adding some depth to our bullpen. He's only 25. He's also on the minimum. He's only appeared in 2 games, but good stuff, good movement, average control, 2 really, really good pitches, and then the cutter is pretty decent. So those are the 2 deals we made. We're just sort of stockpiling some talent here, younger talent, that maybe we can flip for even younger talent down the road. We'll go over stats here in a second. So I do want to point out that we had the NL's Batter of the Month in Trevor Larnick in the month of May. And look at the season he has put up so far. 346, 382, 642, a 170 OPS plus. He only hit 419, 469, 797 in 20 games in June. He's been a stud. He has been an absolute stud. We didn't win any of the other awards, but that's fine. Player development. Brady Singer is finally back in action. He hasn't made a start for us yet, but he's finally back. Ohtani, well, I'll show you stats in a minute, but Ohtani got a little better this month. He had a pretty solid month. So did Chris Bryant. But we'll look at all the stats here in a minute. I'm just kind of going through looking for my younger players to see if we got any growth out of them. Nothing apparently. So let's go through the statistics. So pitching statistics, Newcomb's still at the top of the list. Is he still making the minimum? He's ARB eligible, but it's probably not going to be more than $1 million. He's been really good. 3.21 ERA, 89 strikeouts in 75 innings, only giving up 4 home runs in 75 innings. Walking too many, but if he's not giving up any home runs and he's limiting opponents to a 211 batting average, the walks won't kill him. Rodon has been okay. We moved him to the bullpen, though. Once you can see we got Brady Singer in there. We moved Rodon to the bullpen. Strom has been okay. I mean, it's our bullpen. I mean, Strom, Crook, and Gratterall have all been quite good. You look at their ERAs, 194, 242, 222. Kennedy bounced back after a... who am I thinking? I'm thinking of the other guy. Never mind. I'm not going... I want to go here. Pitching splits. Yeah, an ERA of 9 in April. Cut that down in half in May, and then down by another 2 runs in June. So he's kind of back to where he was last year, which is important for us. Sandoval has been not great. 5.46 ERA. But again, he's given up 6 earned runs in his last inning. So if you remove those 6 earned runs, he's at 12 earned runs in 28 innings, which is much better. So I'm not too concerned about it. Ohtani, again, 5-7, 5.68 ERA, 87 strikeouts. He's walking too many, walking 5.6 per 9. Everything else is okay. I mean, he's giving up a hit per inning, striking a lot of batters out, but he's struggling with the control. And then lineup-wise, Larnock, Simeon, Jeffers are still our top 3. Marcus Simeon has been really, really good for us. Ohtani's bat starting to come along, has that OPS up to 846. Even if he ends up only being an outfielder for us, that's fine. Bryant is coming along as well, got that OPS up to 770. His last 2 months, he's basically been a 290 hitter with an 850 OPS. So Merrifield has been okay since coming over. 754 OPS, 4 home runs driven in 16. So he's on pace driving about 80 runs for us. He played a full season with some flexibility, so no complaints there. Mullins still not really hitting. And then everybody else is bullpen. I'd like to get Paredes some additional playing time just because the bat seems to play a little bit, but I don't know where. I still don't know where. I mean, ultimately we brought in Merrifield, and that took at-bats away from him. So we may have to figure out what to do. But for now, we're going to stick with what we have. So we've got international amateurs now, so we'll do that. And then we'll sim a day at a time. So what do we got? I think we have to go after the 15-year-old pitcher and see if he's interested. And if not, we'll come back and make a run at Uribe. I think it's a no-brainer, right? My guess is he probably won't take it, and we'll probably have to go after Uribe, but we'll see. Oh, wow. Never mind. We signed him. Angelo Cantero. Very nice. 15-year-old out of the Dominican. Ground ball, sidearm pitcher. Great stamina. 2 potentially plus pitches with an average fastball and an average splitter. Excellent. Very good. So our first true pitching prospects. We went 11-3 here. Ohtani 3 for 3 RBIs. Bryant 3 for 5 3 RBIs. K picks up the win. Cool. So we are still 500, 39-39. I didn't expect us to be 500 so soon. But, we'll see what happens over the course of the season. So he's excited that we signed Cantero. He's happy with our progress. Top 100 prospects. Cantero is all of a sudden he's the number 2 prospect in baseball. So that helps. That helps the minor league system rankings. Where are we? We're 12th with Cantero. All right, let's get up to the draft. And I am still going to look to make a couple of moves here in July. I'm not looking to tank, but, I'd rather not finish 500. I'd rather be, significantly worse than that if I can do anything about it. Lots of hits. Mullins with 2 hits. Bryant, Merrifield, Dean had 2. Nieto had 3. And I'm sure I'm still not pronouncing his name right. And I'm sure there's a particular viewer who will call that out to me. So we'll see what happens. Let's just look at the trade block real quick. Yeah, it's all old players. I always love to bring in a Joey Gallo, but not with his 180 batting average this year. Dansby Swanson. I could use a shortstop. But again, more money. These guys are all making, a lot of money, and that's what I'm trying to get away from here. Speaking of money, yeah, our front office is our revenue is spiking because we've got good loyalty, we've got the fan interest, and we're playing better than anybody would have anticipated. So let's keep going. Let's just get up to the draft first. We'll do the draft, and then I'll figure out what sorts of trades we're going to make, if any. So we've lose 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 6. I gotta shut off baseball cards. I'm gonna do that right now. Shut off baseball cards. All right, so this is the kind of stretch I don't want to say I was hoping for, but this is the kind of stretch I was hoping for. We were 500. We're now 41-46 as we win. We have the 6th pick in the draft because the stupid Red Sox didn't sign their first-round pick last year. So we win this game. Merrifield does a couple hits. Singer picks up his first win for us. All right, let's get to the draft. So we're picking 6th, and I'm not. Who does it have us taking? It has us taking Paul Cummins. I'm not taking him with the 6th pick. I can't imagine this is the way this draft is going to play out. Let's see. Cincinnati takes, right. Yeah, this is exactly how I expected it to go. Cincinnati takes Drew Jones. Baltimore takes Dylan Lesko, who's the best pitching prospect. Colorado, Jared Jones, good catching prospect. Texas, Gavin Killen, good shortstop prospect. And the Red Sox take Austin Bates. Okay, so some of those catchers did go. That was a bit surprising. I didn't expect it to be that catcher heavy. I mean, maybe. Tamar Johnson is available too. Okay. Well, I think this is going to be a batter draft. So Johnson's bat may never come along in this version. That's a concern. We all know what we're getting out of Elijah Green. We had him in our Tigers playthrough, and he was very good. In fact, he was the reigning MVP this past season. Carson Bowen is a good hitting catcher. Maybe Sal Stewart. Oh, there are some good options here, man. Who do they think we should take? Cole Young, who's another name we know. So many names from this that we know. I think... Oh, man. Sal Stewart's terrible defensively. I would... I think I'm down to Johnson and Sal Stewart. Stewart's obviously the better hitter, but Tamar Johnson is going to be a great defensive infielder. You know, that's what you get out of Tamar Johnson. I think I'm going to take Johnson and then hope that the bat comes along. This may be the wrong pick, but I'm going to take Tamar Johnson and hope that the bat comes along. All right, let's get to our next pick. And all of the bats are gone. That's not a surprise. Oh, Ethan Petrie's a good power bat. Who do they think we should take? Petrie. Okay. That might be the pick, honestly. Jimmy Ramsey's old. Yeah, I think the pick's going to be Ethan Petrie. That power is just too tempting to give. Is just too tempting to pass on. And I may have completely blown that. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just, Tamar Johnson, I know what he can become. He's had MVP seasons in some of these playthroughs. And at a bare minimum, he's going to be a very, very good defensive player. So you at least know you're getting that. Man, this is not a good draft to be picking 6. This sucks. Not a lot of good players here at all. All right, sorry. I think we're already into the individual pitch ratings and trying to find some additional players. Yeah, it's not a very good draft. Although Cooper Dossett's not bad. He's not great, but he's not bad. Isaiah Jackson's the way to go, though. Isaiah Jackson's the way to go. 4 great pitches. If the movement and control come along, we could have something there. And if Dossett is there with the next pick, we'll take him. He's not. Okay. There's a lot of potentially good. I'm just going to load up on pitchers here, I think. Yep, I'm just going to load up on pitchers. I mean, some of these guys are fantastic. It's a really poor hitting draft, so loading up on pitching, I think, is the way to go. Loading up on pitching is the way to go. And I'd like it if some of these guys were a little younger. Yeah, I'd prefer it if they were like this guy, Zach Crotchfelt. Yeah, we're going to go heavy with pitchers in this draft and see if we can potentially, even if we can develop, even if 2 of these guys turn into something, then it's worth it. But what I'm not going to do is take a 22-year-old who isn't developed. Figueroa. Yeah, I'll take this guy, Colin Jajowski, I think. All right, let's look at fielding. I think we took enough pitchers there. Let's look at fielding ratings, see if we can find ourselves a catcher. fielding ratings. Can any of them hit? Nope. 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 All right, so no catchers. Let's go back to batting. Ian Matos. Pretty good defensively, good speed. He's 22, but he might be able to hit down the road. Excuse me. I would say I'll edit that out, but I will likely forget because I'm a bad content creator. Mac Marusak, we'll go after him. Not going to be a very good hitter, but he may get the... Again, I do this because he's got the speed, he's got the defense, and if we can get lucky with a random talent bump, he could turn into something. I don't suspect that he will, but he could. And we're going to go back to pitchers. There were so many good pitchers that I think... Ooh, Jet Williams. Yeah, Jet Williams, and we'll make him a pitcher for sure. Ah, nuts. Jaden Newt. Okay, we can take Jaden Newt. Gavin Black, he's not very good as a catcher, but he could be a pitcher. We'll take Gavin Black and we'll make him a pitcher. Let's go to all players. Griffin Brown, no. Chris Bowe, we already looked at him, right? Yeah, I mean, I think at this point he's probably fine. We're like in the 12th round or something. Troy Taylor, yeah, he's 20. All right, and we'll find one more decent. There we go, Carlos Gonzalez as a 19-year-old. Those are decent ratings for a 14th round. High leader, high loyalty, high work ethic. Oops. And is he gone? No, he's right there. All right. Ooh, wait a minute. Nope, we're done. We're done. All right, so let's complete the draft. And we have made a ton of selections, and they're all pitchers, and I'm actually okay with that. I am actually okay with that because, again, I just feel like if a couple of them work out, then it was well worth it. So I'm just going to offer all these guys what they ask for. Make sure we get these guys in here that want more than their slot. But that's more than made up from the players who want below slot. All right. So now we need to go in and look at our draft history. And yeah, it was Black. We were going to make him a reliever. He's still only a half star, but I feel like he could be better than that. And Newt, we were going to make him a reliever as well. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's a one-star reliever, but, I mean, those look like decent ratings, or at least they could be. What else do we need to do right now? Right this second, nothing. I think we, let's go to our roster, front office, salaries. Let's try to move on from Camargo. Last time I checked, nobody wanted him, so we'll see. All right, well, there's some interest now. Still nothing great, but, like Ian Hamilton, and he's not bad. I mean, he's a good reliever, putting up a good season for the Angels. I mean, you can never have too many, especially if we're looking to move on from, actually, let's try something here. Camargo and Gratterall. We pick up Hamilton. What do they have for prospects? Younger? Nope. Jose, but they don't have much. They really don't have much. I think we may just, go Camargo for Hamilton here. He was their number one pick a year ago. No. Yeah, they traded They made a trade with with who? Not the Twins. Who did they make a deal with? They picked up Brad Keller. Yeah, they traded with Kansas City, and they traded like two of their top, Valera and Jordan Adams, two of their top offensive prospects. Can I get Chris Rodriguez? Get myself a no? Nope. Looks like this is probably going to be a 1-for-1. But I feel like this deal makes sense, especially if we plan on moving on from Camargo. Or not Camargo, if we plan on moving on from Gratterall. So let's pull the trigger here. And designated for assignment. Let's get him on the 40-man. And let's call up Cesar Hernandez. And which pitcher do we want to send down now? Abreu, because he's been terrible. Okay, fine. Abreu. Does anybody want him? Let's see if anybody wants Brian Abreu. Well, there's some interest. I don't really need a veteran. I need someone who doesn't have... wow. Okay, there's a lot of interest for Brian Abreu. That's unexpected. Unexpected. I have no interest in taking on salary. None. So maybe someone like Corey Abbott. He's got to be on the 40-man, though. I'd prefer somebody who didn't need to be on the 40-man. So someone who has a minor league contract. I mean, I have space on the 40-man, so it's not the end of the world if I have to put him on the 40-man. But just trying to think ahead here. Tom, good speed, decent outfielder, has some power. He could go yard 25 times in a season. I mean, that's not a bad option. I'm not going to pick up another reliever that's dumb. I have enough relievers. Toronto's out offering Riley Adams. I don't need him. All right, so let's go back to the A's. And let's do that. And because our outfield, we have Mangum, Mullins, Larnock, and Danny's and Ohtani are really our four. Yeah, he's better than Santana. I think we may just pull the trigger here. Got to check, right? You got to check and see if there's just anything else you can get. Like, what about Austin Beck? He's only 2 stars now. Needs to go on the 40-man. Here, you want this guy? You can have him. All right, cool. All right, so that works. Now we can send Santana down. I guess we DFA Danny Santana. And we call up Tom, and we call up Hamilton. Move Hamilton into middle relief, and we'll just reset this. So, yeah, I mean, our outfield is a whole lot better than it was last year. Larnock, Mangum, Mullins, and Tom now. I think from an offensive perspective, it's a whole lot better. Mangum will play left, I guess. He'll play right. He'll play right. I don't know if 5th is where I want to bat him, but I don't really know. I guess we'll do this. Yeah, we'll do that. I mean, Hernandez, he's not a bad player. Cesar Hernandez is not. What is he? Could we sign him immediately? $6 million. No. Okay. Let's just check something. He's making the league minimum. He's a really, really good offensive bat. So let's just see what we can get for him. Nothing. All right. It makes more sense just to keep him on the roster, I think, unless someone wants to give me a prospect, a 3-star prospect for him, which is unlikely, but we'll see. Can't hurt to check. Nope. Okay. Nothing here that I'm interested in. If it was an offensive player, maybe, but nothing there. All right. So, now what? I think we just continue on. I mean, I don't know that... can we increase our ticket prices again? Let's see if that does anything. I don't know why. I don't have commissioner mode on, do I? No. I don't know why I'm able to set my ticket... Maybe because that's just my owners allowing me to do that. All right, so next year we're going to be at $59 million as it currently stands, but that includes Gratterall making 5.8, and I'm not paying my closer 5.8. I'm okay with Simeon, Bryant, Ohtani, and maybe Whitfield, maybe Whit Merrifield, but I'm not paying my I'm not paying my backup catcher 2.4. So yeah, we'll have some money that next season to kind of invest elsewhere, and most of that honestly is going to go right here. Scouting and development, I put a ton of money into this past season. I'm going to put more into it this upcoming offseason. Get those both up to 24, I hope, and then kind of run with that. That's sort of the plan. So let's keep simming along. Let's get through July here. And then next episode will be probably the end. I'll probably sim through the end of the season, and we'll come back and we'll do the off-season next episode. So, all right, so we lose. Win. So 2-1 victory. Mangum, 2 hits and an RBI. Urena had 2 hits. Kennedy pitches 5 1/3 shutout. Yeah, Gratterall's been really, really good. But I can't afford... It's not... Him as a closer is more valuable to another team at $5.8 million than it is to me. Just, to put it out there. So we beat the Mets again. The Mets, who are 54-36. Simeon has 2 RBIs, hits his 8th home run. Newcomb goes 5 2/3. Gratterall gets another save. 3 at home against the Reds now. Wow, 3 wins in a row. Offense cranking in this one. Larnick 2 hits, 3 runs scored. Bryant 2 for 3. Tom 3 for 3, 3 RBIs. His first home run and first 3 RBIs with us. Merrifield 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Offense was cruising. Ohtani 7 2/3, 5 hits, 1 run. That's what I like to see. That's what I wanted to see out of Shohei Ohtani. And he doesn't want a lot of money to come back. I mean, can we do 6, 7, and 7? Can we do 6, 7, 8? Okay, so he wants that 4th year. Okay, so if you want that 4th year, can we do 5, 6, 7, and 8? Like that? Now he's back down to 3 years. Okay. So it's a money thing for him. It's a money thing. Okay, so... that? Okay, so that's 3 years, $21 million for Shohei Ohtani. Right now he's at 1.8 WAR between pitcher and hitter, but he's been getting better. So I'm okay with that. Let's see what happens in Game 2 against the Reds. 12-2 loss. Game 3, and we lose again. All right, so Santana, AAA, and I don't care that we're losing. I mean, where are we standings-wise now? 44-49. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 teams that are worse than us. So right now we're picking in the middle of the first round, which I don't want to do. So let's hope for a bit of a losing streak here. And we lose Brady Singer again. He gets hurt again. He's done for the rest of the year. Who do we call up? Let's call up, who's been better in AAA? Hernandez. And we'll stick Rodon back in the rotation because he hasn't been very good. And again, I'd prefer to lose some games here over the course of the season. 7-2 victory. I mean, winning occasionally is good, especially if we can have games like this at a Larnick. He's up to 333, 21 home runs, 63 RBIs. Ohtani's average is down to 245. But 11 home runs, so the power's... And, you know, there's just not a whole lot around him, so he's only driven in 26 runs. We need to get some players who can actually get on base ahead of him. Game 2 at Colorado is another win. Ohtani signs the contract. Fans love it. So we have Shohei locked down now for 4 years, and I think that's a reasonable contract. 5.587585. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable contract. Maybe we overpaid a little bit, you know, and we're paying for what we expect Shohei Ohtani to, what he is in real life rather than what he is in the game. But that's okay. I'm willing to take that heat a little bit. All right, so we win 6-5 here. Larnick, 2 more RBIs. Urena, 3 hits. Bryant had 2 hits. Newcomb continues to pitch well. And are we going to sweep the Rockies? We are. We swept the Colorado Rockies in Colorado. Mullins, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 more hits for Larnick. Jeffers has 3 RBIs. Merrifield has 3 hits. Ohtani throws a ton of pitches in 3 2/3 innings, but only gives up 2 runs. Okay, let's continue on. 4 straight wins. So I think we basically just have to accept the fact that we're a 500 team now. The roster that I put together in our second season has turned us into a 500 club, which, okay. I mean, you know, just means the rebuild's going a little bit faster than what we had anticipated, but I'm fine with that. I put Rodon in there because he hadn't pitched well, and he pitches 6 shutout innings. And it's just the way things are going for us. 5 straight wins, and 8 of our last 10. We are back to 500. Said Mullins, 2 hits, 4 RBIs. Bryant hits his 10th home run of the year. Anthony Kay picks up his 4th victory. Do we have any shot at the playoffs? I mean, that's great. We're 10 games out, so no. So we're going to end up in that funky no man's land where we have no shot at making the postseason, but we also don't have a shot of finishing with a top 10 pick. So that's fine. We'll do the best we can with what we have. That's another win. 6 straight victories. 5 RBIs for Larnick. My gosh. He's on pace for 38 and 118. And that's with our starter giving up 8 runs in 2 innings. We still managed to win the game. Oh, what did I want to look at? Oh, my draftees. So Brady Council. We drafted him in the 18th round. Okay, so Johnson is already hurt, so that's good. So Petrie. Both of these guys we are going to disable. Yeah, and then hopefully some of these young pitchers can develop. They're all going to start in rookie ball right now, but hopefully some of them can develop. You know, a lot of 1.5 stars, but who knows? You know, maybe 2 of them turned into 3-star pitchers. So we will just have to see. Cole Messina, where did we take him? Last year in the 16th round. How's Kowser doing in Double-A? Pretty good. He'll finish the season in Double-A, no problem there. Getting a little bit better in center field. All right, so let's play till the end of San Francisco and see if there are any more trades we want to make. I don't think there are. I think the players that I have I'm pretty content with. Oh, wow. You want to send me this guy? And Jesse Hahn for Austin Dean. Yeah, 100% yes. So we get a 23-year-old minor league arm who it needs to be on the 40-man, but that's fine. But, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Disable promotion. We got to call somebody up. So who do we call? I think we just call Santana. No, we're going to call Nico Goodrum back up. All right, so let's move forward. 3 games in San Francisco against the Giants. Game 1, we finally lose. So after winning 6 in a row, we lose 1. come back with a 2-0 victory. Simeon hits his 10th home run. Urena hits his second. Ohtani pitches 6 shutout innings, striking out. Look at that. Ohtani, Gilliam, Gratterall. So Riley Gilliam, since coming over, 15 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts. Ohtani has continued to get better. Yeah, every month has been better than, well, this one maybe not, but 4.74 ERA in May, 4.75 in June, 3.46 in July. So he's gotten better with been better on the mound, which has been great. The final game against San Francisco, 3-2 loss in 18 innings. Oof. 4 hits for Ohtani, 3 for Bryant. Kennedy picks up the loss. Darwin's and Hernandez, 3 1/3 shutout. Their bullpen was just a little bit better than ours. So I don't think there are any deals I want to make. We'll take a quick look at the trade block, but these are usually older players. Yeah, we're not going to make any moves there. Front office-wise, yeah, this was good. So I bumped tickets up to 20, and now our revenue per game is up to 50%. So we're in line to make even more money. So I don't think we're going to make any more deals. I think we're going to run with what we have. So let's quickly just sim through the rest of the month. We'll take a look at the stats, and we will call it an episode. So another victory, 4-1 victory. Merrifield, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. Urena had 2 hits. How's he doing defensively? My guess is not very well. Yeah, I mean, he's basically been about as good as Hernandez was, but he's cheaper to do it, so. K went 7. Wow, 11 strikeouts, gave up only 2 hits, but didn't get the win. Game 2 against the Nationals. It's another win, 7-5. Larnock, 3 for 3, 4 runs knocked in. Urena had 3 hits. Newcomb gets hit kind of hard. Bullpen comes in, does a nice job. And we are at the trade deadline, so let's sim our final. We're 2 games over 500. 2 games over 500 in our second season. The final game of the month is a 3-2 loss. So oh, that is a gut punch. All right. It's a gut punch only in the respect that I wanted to trade him, and I don't know what that's going to do to his value. I guess we'll see. I'd rather give one of my younger pitchers. Let's call Jackson Reese up. All right, so who becomes our closer? Hamilton. All right. So we finished the month 15. So it's 3 straight months of plus 500 baseball for us. 14-13 in May, 15-10 in June, 15-14 in July. Let's look at our stats. So Newcomb continues to lead the way for us. 3.24 ERA, 8-5 on the year, 120 strikeouts, and 108 innings. 3.95 FIP, 133 ERA plus. He's been fantastic. Matt Strahm has been great in the bullpen for us as well. Only 3 home runs in 61 innings, 73 strikeouts. He's been great. Matt Crook, look at his FIP, 149 FIP. No home runs in 35 innings. Walked 11, struck out 52. That's value there. Rodon has put up almost 1.5 WAR. He's got a FIP of about 4.3. So I guess he hasn't been as bad as I thought. We talked about Ohtani already. Hamilton's been really good since coming over. No walks, 10 strikeouts in 9 innings. Riley Gilliam we've talked about. Anthony Kay has been pretty good, 4.64 ERA in 9 starts for us. Sandoval had a better July, so he's coming along. Kennedy having a down season compared to last year, but still I think has gotten better. Hernandez needs to control the walks, and so does Doval. Doval is interesting. He'll probably go back to AAA next year. I just need him on the roster because he's a Rule 5 guy. But obviously 50 walks in 54 innings isn't going to get it done. And then offensively, we start with Trevor Larnick. 95 games. He has 63 extra base hits, 74 runs knocked in. a 1047 OPS, a 175 OPS plus 4.5 WAR. He's on pace for almost 7 WAR, 62 doubles, and we're paying him the league minimum. Chris Bryant is up to 2.2 WAR for us on the year, 261, 353, 423. I'll take that. 3 straight months of hitting at least 280. He's been about an 820, 830 OPS guy, playing good defense, I imagine. Slightly below average. Simeon, offense is there. It's slightly below average, but he's doing well defensively. Jeffers having a nice season. Not quite as good as he was at the beginning of the season, but who would have expected that to maintain? Ohtani, OPS over 800, so he's at a 118 OPS plus. So, we're getting out of him what we expect with the bat. Mullins, having a better year than last year. A lot of that's, because he's actually playing some decent defense, but his OPS is terrible. So a center field upgrade may be something we need to consider down the road. Merrifield, 250 with us. Tom, 220. Paredes is continuing. Well, he's at 268, so he hasn't been great this year either. Hernandez, we just called up to take some at-bats, and he's actually hitting quite well. Mangum isn't really hitting 233 so far. Goodgerman. Yeah, so that's where we are from an offensive perspective. We're better. We are absolutely better this year than we were previously. We have the number 2 prospect in baseball in Angelo Cantero. Our top 3 prospects are all pitchers. Gavin Nalu was drafted in the 28th round last year, and yeah, he looks pretty good all of a sudden. So let's disable his promotion. Reinhard Hauser was a scouting discovery last year. I don't know that we really have anybody that we want to look at here. We've just looked at Hauser. He's hitting pretty well in Double-A. Have any of our young players gotten starts? So Johnson, 16 for his first 43. He'll stay in rookie ball just because he's 18. Obi, hitting better this year than he did last year. That's nice to see. He'll probably finish the year there. Petrie, gotten off to a really hot start. 13 for his first 32. All these guys are going to stay there because they're only 18. Austin Beck, we can probably move up. I'm just looking to see if any of the young pitchers that we drafted had boosted yet, but nothing yet. And I mean, it's probably too early still, but yeah, none of them have improved yet, but it's a possibility still. Still really early. Brendan Beck has bounced back after a really bad beginning of the month. He'll finish the year in A-ball. We'll call him up to Double-A next year. That's really it. Yeah, we don't have a ton of prospects still. It's only our second season. So that's going to do it, guys. So let me know your thoughts of the deals we made. I'm shocked that we're over 500 at this point. Next episode will be the end of the regular season, unless we end up in the playoff race, in which case I'll bring it back early, but I don't anticipate that happening. So you can expect that the beginning of the next episode will be the off season. As always, guys, I appreciate the support. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate the engagement. And again, if you can head over to my Twitter channel at AWSAaronYT, drop me a follow over there so that you can get updates on when I am streaming, when I'm going to be posting new videos, etc., etc. Appreciate the support, guys. Talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.